And here we are at the Huge Boob Corner again. I'm Peter McLean. This is the show that is a breath of fresh air. And today real quick though, again, really appreciate the comments, likes, everything. But just again, keep liking, sharing, subscribing. It really helps. And I really appreciate it. So today I have a super, super sexy and lovely guest. I'm really happy she made it in because she's kind of been feeling under the weather, but she's being a trooper and she made it. I'd love to welcome Bad Bella to the show.
Hi.
How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Not too bad. But it's kind of the perfect weather right now that we're having in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not too hot, not too cold. So I'm happy that I hope it lasts a while.
Right.
So
I know it's great weather today.
I know.
It's perfect.
So, I'm glad that you're feeling better. You were really having a rough time last week.
Yeah.
So
I was really sick. Yeah.
So, but anyway, you were able to bounce back. You went to New York this past weekend, right? How did that? And you were dancing at Sapphire?
Yeah, Sapphire 39 in New York.
Okay, how was that?
It was great. My knees are super bruised now, though. Like
Really?
Completely, like it's just one big brown whole knee.
Really?
Both my knees are just brown.
Were you just because of like the dancing or what?
Yeah, from dancing.
Oh wow. Okay.
I actually never done that before. I'd never. That was only my second time at a gentleman's club ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd wish I'd gone to more, but maybe I'll start going to some so I can, have fun, but also see what they do.
Yeah. Well, and you've got the Sapphire Club here too. I don't know.
Well, I did watch. So I was a featured dancer.
Okay.
So I watched the featured dancer that night. Make sure these are staying in.
Yeah.
I saw you looking. I was
no, because I'm just worried for obviously. Yeah. Anyway, but sorry.
No, my tits do not like to stay in anything. I swear to God.
Huge tits have that problem.
So Sapphire. Oh yeah, so I did go to Sapphire, New York just to watch the featured dancer because featured dancing is different than being an actual
just club dancer,
regular stripper. Because if a regular dancer at the strip club, like they are usually very trained and talented in pole dancing and they usually are pretty experienced. They know what like I just came in and I was like, hey.
Yeah.
But I used to be a go dancer, so
okay.
I have a bunch of dance training my whole life, just not in like whole
that. Yeah.
So like I just did my thing. I just got on stage and I just danced and I had several guys just throwing money at me, so I was like, this is fun.
Was it like a special event you were there for, or you were just there to?
Well, they do like featured dancers for adult.
Okay.
Stars.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a special event because it was an adult star, which is me there. They have different adult stars.
Sure.
But it was also the night before Easter.
Okay.
So it was kind of maybe not their busiest night because it was Easter the next day. And I hear people in New York, like they leave town a lot on the weekend. So they're actually busier on the weekdays. But I will say I got a lot of love still. There's a lot of guys that came there and tipped me. So
well, I'm sure because it was you there. Like you're a special, feature. Like you're not there all the time, so I'm sure that drew people in.
Yeah, I was very happy with how everything went down. So they were also super friendly at the club, and I had a lot of fun. So
that's cool. Yeah,
yeah.
And so because I know that the club here, the Sapphire, they tend to do a lot of features throughout the year, and so because you'll see on their screen and everything, like so and so will be here for this weekend or this weekend and stuff like that. So. I'm curious then. So you went because I want to talk about how you got into adult work because a lot of times it is through kind of stripping is the pipeline that a lot of women go through. They start stripping and then they start doing feature. They start doing scene work and stuff like that. So, but that wasn't you.
No.
So how'd you get started?
Okay, so I always did modeling before, but I did modeling for clothing brands and I did fashion shows. Then I was a producer for fashion shows in San Francisco. I was in the fashion world and I never did. I think I only did one implied nude shoot before. And then COVID hit, and then I had stopped modeling for a few years, and then I just kind of wanted to start again, like as a hobby, because there was nothing to do in California in 2020.
Yeah.
So, and I never did nude modeling because, I mean, there was no point for me, because I was like, I can't post it. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is not for me. It's not for my use. And then like one day, like technically this is how I started. A photographer he's like, I'll pay you. And I was like, oh, well then yes. Okay, here we go. And then I didn't really know that much about OnlyFans, but I'd seen a couple girls like post about it on Facebook and stuff. And then well, technically, it was a guy that I saw post on Facebook when I reached out to him and I asked him about it. And he's just like, yo, he's like, you should sign up under me. Like, we're going to do all this stuff. I have a group of people. Like, so I'm vegan and he's vegan. So it's going to be this like, there's going to be a bunch of vegan people. We're all going to do this. And like, anyways, so I was like, okay, cool. I'll sign up. So I signed up, and then ironically, he decided not to do it. So I was kind of on my own with no one at first. Okay. And then eventually, like so when I first started, I just put my modeling pictures because I didn't know that it was actually what kind of site it was. Mm-hmm. And then guys kept asking me for like my videos, and I was like, what videos? What are you talking about? I had no idea. Yeah. Because I didn't know people that really did it. Yeah. And I literally thought it was like for modeling photos. Mm-hmm. And then basically I ended up, finding other people that did it and networking. And then I was like, okay, all right, cool. So that's kind of my story, how I started. And then I did my first video, and I didn't know what I was doing. And
I don't know many people that do. It seems like even people that were experienced with sex before, because filming sex is different. It's a different kind of mindset, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was still very much COVID time. So, I wasn't filming with anybody else. I was doing solo stuff at first. Okay. Oh, yeah. But it's just funny. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like holding the phone in one hand and just, doing my thing. I still have those videos, and it's hilarious. I mean, it looks hot, but it's funny because I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, is this what I do?
Yeah, to look back and now to see everything that you've done since then, and then to go back to your earliest videos and be like, wow, that's an interesting, difference between what you do now and probably what you did then.
Well, yeah, because now I jump into films like every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we'll talk about like how busy you've gotten with that. So solo stuff. When you started doing, did you just think that you were going to do solo, or did you have an idea like, I'm going to go to boy, girl, like more stuff?
Well, I think my plan after that was I wanted to do like girl stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I was granted, I was in San Francisco area during COVID time. Like nothing was happening over there. No one was really doing anything. Like it was really difficult. And, so then I was, I wanted to do girl stuff because, personally, I think that's hot. So like, that's why I wanted to do that. Yeah. And then I saw one of my photographers like worked with a model, and I reached out to her and I was like, hey, you want to get together and, do stuff? And then she said yes. And then it was like, so we made a bunch of content together. And that, I kind of started out like just doing girl stuff. So that's where I thought like was going to happen. But then, it progressed obviously. And then I also feel where the money's at. Granted, I was in San Francisco area. There was like no one really out there. So then like when I moved to Vegas, then it's like, then I was put in an area where I was actually closer to LA, and then there's a lot of careers in Vegas. So now there's like male talent, female talent. There's so much talent now. And so boy girl makes way more money for me than girl. So
typically, yeah.
Yeah, I love making boy. I love making it all, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's
But you tend to when you're doing OnlyFans, you tend to lean towards what's going to make you more money.
Right.
So, you might make some content still for yourself that you enjoy, like girl stuff and other stuff. But, that your bread and butter is probably from the boy girl stuff.
Yeah. And I also think going back to that time, it was a little easier for me to reach out to girls who girl because like I would reach out to girls that I knew that already did OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. So, but with guys out there, like there's no male talent out there. So it's just, who am I going to work with? A guy that's not on OnlyFans. It's just going to be a random guy, and then it's not the same.
No.
They're not like trying to invest and make really good content and make they're not going to be working like me.
Yeah. They're not going to think about it in the same way you do.
Yeah. And then there's a whole logistics of, having people on there that don't have their own account and all that stuff. So
yeah, getting all the forms that you need and the ID and all that stuff, as opposed to just tagging them at being on OnlyFans, which is so much easier.
And then worried about them like pulling it or like not letting me post because they change their mind. What if they got a girlfriend? Or, because they're not talent. So yeah.
So so when you did your first boy girl, like was that an easy transition for you in terms of starting to shoot that like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you weren't really nervous. Okay, I guess because you started with OnlyFans, so it was on your own terms.
Yeah, boy girl was an easy transition. I think part of me too, like I work a lot, so I made so much lesbian content for like 2 years, like a lot. I was so many videos from all that time.
Yeah.
And I think like part of me kind of started feeling repetitive a little bit.
Okay.
So I started feeling a little burnout, and so I think transitioning to like boy girl made it like more exciting again and new and just fresh, and then. And I still do girl, but I just don't do as much. So like when I do girl, it's like exciting and I go back and forth instead of like just doing the same repetitive things. It's like, with girl stuff, you got to get really creative, to make it different and unique and interesting. So.
And what how does it like in terms of positions, in terms of scenarios, how does it get really repetitive? Is it just because you can only do so many things with women?
Well, I just think that like a lot of us, I worked with a lot of the same girls too. I think we just started getting into strap on. Or can I talk about all this stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know what's allowed to talk about.
No. I can tag it as adult, like more mature. You can talk about that stuff.
Okay. I've been trying to censor myself.
Yeah, no. As long as it's not like getting like super like raunchy in depth to the point where it's meant to be arousing. Like that's when YouTube, I think, has a problem with it. But you can talk about it in like a general, like, educational sense, as you were just describing,
Yeah, well, since it's like, okay, cool, another like pussy eating video, another strap-on video. It's just like kind of like, dildo this and that. It's just like, but we started getting really creative. So like, like we were all getting like strap-on, like, I don't know, like F fucked. Can I say fucked?
Yeah.
We're like getting strap-on fucked with like multiple strap-ons. We'd have like just surrounded. We had like a blow bang with a bunch of strap-ons. Like we were just doing like all the stuff to make it interesting, exciting, and new and fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like with guys, I usually don't work with like the same guys all the time. So it's just kind of it's a different person. So each person is kind of like a different it's a different vibe anyways.
Yeah, because everybody, even, because you can do the same positions, but every guy's going to be different in terms of
their
certain
style,
things.
The way they look,
their vibe,
everything. It's always unique. Yeah.
And what's really fascinating about you, because since you're one of those people that did start doing this during COVID and started with OnlyFans, because a lot of the people I've talked to, they started when, it went through studios. So they started with like Score first, or a big studio shot them first, and then they, started doing like OnlyFans. Whereas it seems like you did you started with OnlyFans first, and then now you're shooting with companies, right?
Yeah. I actually was supposed to sign with my current agency like 2 years earlier. But it was still very much COVID times, and I still lived in San Francisco area. And it was just like, I did travel to like LA a couple times, but it was a 10-hour drive from where I lived. I was north of San Francisco. I wasn't even in San Francisco, so I was north.
Okay.
So even worse.
Like towards Sacramento? Or not that far? Okay.
Yeah, but towards Sacramento. Yeah. Like I was like, I think 45 minutes away from Sacramento. But so it'd be like, and like a 10-hour drive and stuff like that. So then, so I definitely did sign after. I was already like full on, making a full-time income from OnlyFans, like after probably like within 6 months for sure after I started.
Okay.
And I just started doing the mainstream stuff August 1st of 2023. So.
Okay, so you haven't even been doing that for a year.
No.
So how was that when you did your first like professional shoot? Was it like a very different experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, my first scene was with Net Video Girls, and they have like a big, production happening. It was mansion, like hair and makeup artists. Like it was just kind of bigger, and I got flown out, and I was so nervous. I was trying so hard. I remember because my most recent pair of boobs are from November of 2022.
Okay.
So on August 1st, they were like totally not moving yet. Like they were, and I remember during that scene, I was trying to make them move so bad. I was bouncing so hard.
And they just weren't.
No, they
were just staying still.
Nope, they move now.
Okay, well, yeah, no, yeah.
Too much now. I'm like, oh man, like I was like, I kind of liked them. They were just like stuck there.
Yeah, when they just move, yeah.
But it's like one of those things where it's just like I like the look of like fake boobs, but then like I also want them to move. So
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's fine. They bounce now, but I was really bouncing, and after that, they never stayed like totally stuck anymore. They were totally
you knocked them loose.
Yes, but I was trying so hard because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like a collab. It was.
Yeah. Well, and because when you do your own stuff, you have a lot more like control over what you're doing, and, you know, you can start and stop as you need to, and you can do things at your own pace. Whereas with the studio, it's like I'm sure they've got a schedule, and they've, you know, all this stuff that, you know, you've got all this crew there that are there and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Well, also like, you know, Net Video Girls production is like bigger than other ones that I work for. So some of the other ones, well, I'm not nervous anymore.
Yeah,
like,
no. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I've done a ton of scenes now, like in the whatever how many months it's been. Like I've done a lot. But my first one I was very nervous for. Score Group was my second.
Okay, and how was that? How was it with them?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was also still very nervous because I think I did that shoot like a few days after NVG.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, and the crew, like they were super sweet and nice, and it was a good experience. It was 2 days worth of filming. It was a lot of filming. It was 2 boy girl, a ton of pictures. They take a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
And then 2 solos. You know, and they also flew me out to Miami for that. They flew me out. Yeah, and I love Score. It's great.
Yeah.
Score is one of my favorite scenes I've done. You know, same with NVG. So
okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask you if you had any favorite scenes that you'd done from there. So then, like, is there anyone specifically that, like, from either a talent perspective or like the type of scene it was that you really enjoyed?
Oh man, like I feel bad not like mentioning everybody.
No, it's okay.
I'm like you
don't have to try to stratify. I mean, just one that stuck in your mind as the one that was like really fun, really enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I think like my first 2 scenes that I just mentioned were just kind of like fun because I was really nervous, but it was also so exciting.
Yeah, because it was a new experience.
It was just like, oh my god,
yeah.
This is so cool. Yeah. Oh my God, there's so many scenes that I've done. I mean, I guess I also like feel like I need to like shout out like Blaze and Nookies because they've shot me a lot.
Okay.
And but they're like, you know, like Mark from Blaze, he also shoots for Nookies, but like he's super chill. Like it's a very different experience than like NVG or Score. Like it's more like laid back and chill vibes and just, you know, things get done. Just like, but yeah, it's just different.
It's just a different.
Yeah. But I would love to work for everybody again.
I'm sure. Like, have you worked with like Brazzers and Reality, like Naughty America, or there's still some companies that you haven't worked with yet that you want to?
Oh yeah, I mean I'm super new still. Yeah. There's a ton of companies I still want to work for, like all of them.
Yeah, well, but you have a management company though, right? So they'll probably be getting you.
Yeah, Cox is my agency.
Yeah, so they'll probably be getting you, you know, work from that.
Yeah, one of those ones you just mentioned had reached out, but then my trip got changed, the dates. And so I haven't still worked for them, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, do you tend to get cast in certain roles? Because I know obviously, like when you're older, you're probably going to be playing like a lot of stepmoms and a lot of MILF roles. But I mean, have you noticed that you get put into certain specific roles, or have the roles that you've been in kind of been, you know, had variety to them?
I've definitely had variety. I mean, I have played stepmom, but like not like overwhelmingly, like not like most of the time or anything.
Yeah.
But I do, you know, obviously because I am older, I get like, you know, I'm a wife or like, you know, an older role.
Yeah, well, it's almost
usually.
like you're either like the younger, like the teen daughter role or the MILF. Like there's almost seems like there's no middle ground.
I mean, I did play a stepdaughter to, oh my God, I'm so bad with names, but like, you know who I'm talking about because she has massive boobs also.
Okay.
Oh my God, why? I was so bad. I'm so bad with names when I try to think of them on the spot. Billie Jean. Wait, is it
Billie Jean Austin?
Billie Jean Austin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It came to me.
I think I saw like you tweeting stuff about that.
Yeah. Well, like when Mark from Blaze said I was going to be like playing a stepdaughter, I was like, what? I texted Mark. I was like, Mark, I'm not young. What do you mean?
Yeah.
and like, yeah, I mean, she's not like a ton older than me, but she's older than me, so it works.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so
well, casting usually, even like with Hollywood, even it's like if you look older, even if you're not that much older, then it can still, still works.
For step family, it's not technically your
True.
actual.
True, you don't have to.
You don't have to be like 16 plus years older.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's good point. Good point. But I mean, are there any kind of scenes that you've done? Like, I mean, because you've done boy girl and stuff. Have you done like threesomes, foursomes, that kind of stuff? Or is it been, well, I mean, you threesome, yeah, because you had the one with Billie Jean, but are there any kind of scenes that you haven't done yet that you would really like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I barely feel like I've barely started.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would still like to do.
Okay.
For pro scenes, I think so far I finally did my first lesbian scene actually for pro scenes.
Okay.
My first two, I feel like I did two. Oh yeah. I did a girl and then I did a girl.
Okay.
Finally, just in the last couple of months, because I didn't get any at first. Yeah, it was just all boy girl, and then I think I can't remember. Is that my only boy girl pro scene? It's kind of hard for me to think about it because I film so much content for myself.
Yeah.
That I'm like, wait, which one? Wait, what have I done? Because for my own content, I have done a lot of orgies.
Okay.
A lot of a lot.
So just big groups, 8, 10 people,
I've done a lot of combinations of things.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did an orgy in Florida when I was just there. There was three girls, 3 guys.
Okay.
But I've done also bigger orgies. I did a reverse gangbang the other day with 6 girls and a guy.
Okay.
That is selling like hotcakes. Everyone loves that scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Number 1 seller for me, for
Wow.
sure. I didn't even realize. I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah. So was that somebody else's scene that you were a part of, or was that your scene that you?
It was a collab.
Okay. So, because you'll see models say, "Hey, I want to do this kind of scene. Is there anybody professional?" They'll put kind of a casting call out there for people because they want to do a certain thing. So
Tiger Lily coordinated it.
Okay. All right.
And
so
she reached out to a bunch of us and was like, "Who's down?" And we originally had 12 or 13 girls and 6 showed up. So
still a good turnout.
It was still a great turnout. And then we had is it Nade Nasty? I think he was the male talent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there was 6 of us girls and him, and
man, that's a marathon. For him.
Yeah, we filmed for it. I mean, it was the scene ended up being over an hour, but we were there for hours.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. But it's so worth it.
Was there one camera person, or were there multiple ones getting different angles?
One, it was at the Tribute House. I think it's Candy POV is his Twitter. Oh my God, I'm so bad with names.
No.
I'm so bad. But he was the one that was I know his name is in the back of my head, but I know it's his ex handle is with Candy in it. Yeah. Anyways, but he was the videographer. We also had a photographer that was there too that took pictures. But he's the videographer, but he did a great job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the unsung heroes of the content are the camera people.
Yeah. Well, he's also a talent too. So he does both. Yeah. Okay. But it was really cool because he did this whole intro where we were doing spin the bottle. Mm-hmm. There's just the girls.
Okay.
And he would focus on one girl and someone would do something, and then he would spin it as if the bottle is spinning and focus on the other girl. Mm. That 70s show? Yeah.
Yeah, where the camera would because the camera would be mounted in the center and then it would just turn to focus on each character. So that's how he did it?
Yeah, it ended up being really cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's great.
The lighting was good, the colors, everything was just great. Mm-hmm. And a lot of girls have really cool tattoos. So I feel the colors of their tattoos just really popped. Mm-hmm. It was just cool. And we all had different color hair. It was just cool.
Nice.
I loved it.
And he's based here?
Yes.
Okay.
The videographer?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's at Tribute House. He lives there.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And I'm curious because you said that you moved here from San Francisco. Was moving here, was that partially influenced by your getting into adult work?
Yeah.
Because you knew it was just going to be a better place.
Yeah. It was really a struggle for me, like in San Francisco area, because like
you said there wasn't a lot of talent.
I was reaching out, and I just really couldn't find anybody. Since I've moved, I've found there's like a few like creators that do live over there that I didn't know about that I could have worked with. But like most people are in LA, Vegas, or Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was just, I've always loved Vegas. I actually came to Vegas 8 times in 2020. But that was before I started OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So wasn't even trying to film or anything. You
just like the city.
I just love Vegas, and California was shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, I sheltered in place for the first like 6 weeks, like hardcore. I just did everything, and then I was like, oh my God, this is going to go on forever.
Yeah. Lasted for a while.
Yeah, and then Vegas was still like semi shut down, but it wasn't. You could still go to the gym.
You could still do stuff.
You could still
here.
order drinks. You could still go to restaurants. You could still go out, walk outside, like on the strip. And it was just
So that kind of because did you ever at any point think about moving to LA? Because there's more talent in LA. There's more of the industry down there. But was it just because you knew it was California still, and you knew that all the shutdown stuff in San Francisco was going to be down there too?
I'll just put it this way, like Vegas has always had my heart.
Okay.
Since I came to Vegas the first time when I was 9 years old, and I was mesmerized.
All right.
I was obsessed as a 9-year-old. I came for a national dance competition.
Okay.
And I just was like,
this place is amazing.
Wow, like this place is so much cooler than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's other cool places, but
no. But Vegas is unique.
Vegas is one place that I keep coming back to. LA, like, or Anaheim, like Disneyland is something I like. So for LA, Disneyland and like Universal Studios is the only thing I really like about LA.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I do not want to move there.
I've lived there twice. It is not a great place to live. Personally, for me, there are people out there, I'm sure, that like it, that love it. It's a great environment for them. But I found it, it's too crowded. It's too expensive. There's too much traffic. It's just too much in all these different ways. Vegas, you feel you've got breathing room here. You can, it doesn't take forever to get anywhere. Well,
I was just in LA to make some content, and it was taking me like 2 to 4 hours to get from one collab to the next collab.
Yeah. Like,
it was real bad.
And you're probably only going maybe like 10, 15 miles. It's probably not that far.
It was it was a lot. It put things in perspective for me, though, because like here, when people come visit and they're like running an Airbnb and it's like 45 minutes in traffic, I'm like, oh. Yeah.
We're spoiled here.
But now I'm like, okay, no big deal. Because that LA trip really put things in perspective for me. I was like, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And for people that have to deal, like if they're living, depending on like if they live in Malibu and they have to go to the valley, that can take an hour and a half. And that's not that far.
Yeah. And I mean, I thought about it because I don't want to move to LA. The only reason why I would move there is if it made sense financially for like work purposes. But like, I feel like, I mean, Vegas is not that far from LA. So I can just, if I have a scene, I can just drive there and back.
Well, and also, for instance, no state income tax here.
Yeah.
So you're keeping probably a lot more of what you're earning than if you go there, because since most, I think, pretty much all adult workers are 1099. They're independent contractors. Right. The money that you make, they don't take out taxes when you make the money. Yeah. So you have to account for that when you do your taxes. So it's like here, they're not taking, the state's not taking a big chunk of that. Right. Which is nice.
Right.
So,
but I just love Vegas so much.
Well, yeah, because another thing that I wanted to talk, because I remember that you said that, you love going out. That's one of your favorite things to do when you're not working, you like to go out and have fun and go to clubs and stuff.
Yeah, when I have time, like I definitely, so the pool parties in Vegas were actually one of the reasons why I moved to Vegas.
That's okay.
Unfortunately, last summer, I worked so much that I didn't get to one pool party, and
I'm sorry.
I decided that this summer, like I'm going to try to hold myself to this, but I'm planning not, because I'm already traveling almost the entire month of June already. Okay. So in July and a lot of August, I'm like, July, I'm hoping to stay here the entire month so I can just go to pool parties. I love them so much.
Do you have a favorite like hotel pool area that you go like going to?
Tao Beach is so fun. I like it there because there's also like, There's 2 bar areas. I don't know. It's just chill. I like it. It's just fun.
Because there's Encore Beach Club.
Oh, thank you. That's like one of my other favorite ones.
Yeah.
See, I'm bad with like names when I try to think of them. Yeah, I mean, I like all the pool parties.
There's Wet Republic at MGM. There's Marquee at Cosmo. So
yeah, I went to Marquee. Yeah, that was Marquee. The Marquee Day Club. I did go there like in January. For a pool party because I was like, cool, pool party in the winter, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like in the dome, so it's supposed to be insulated. I was still freezing.
Okay, yeah.
So I like I got a table, so then I end up like, because they were probably way cheaper because it's winter. But like I still was wearing a jacket, and then I end up putting towels over my legs as blankets.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
But it was still cool for having some kind of pool party during the winter.
So do you prefer day clubs over, say, nightclubs?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Because the day clubs, there's so much more room to dance.
Okay.
There's so much, you can also wear like more comfortable shoes.
Yeah. And you're just wearing like a bikini or a bathing suit as opposed to like
You get to wear a bikini and dance.
Well, I mean, there are like, slings, other things that are a little, depending on what kind of bikini you're wearing. But like you go to a nightclub, you have to be either in a dress or something, a lot more.
I do love dressing up. So, that's not an issue. That's not really the issue, but it is fun to party in a bikini. It feels very freeing, and it's just dancing bikini. It's just, I mean, I like to dress like in the least amount of clothing. So bikinis are great.
There you go.
for partying.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. Then you can also get wet and then like dance some more. And the nightclubs in Vegas are really freaking crowded.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't have enough room to dance, and that part sucks because the reason why I like to go out is to dance.
So that's the main reason you enjoy going.
I like to dance.
So it's not like the drinking or all that stuff. The dancing's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, I drink just not that much.
Yeah.
So like I can't really drink that much. Like I get sick, so I'll have like a couple drinks max, and then But yeah, I like to dance, and if I don't have room on the dance floor, like there's so many people, and they're knocking into me and stepping on me.
It reminds me of when I would go to like house parties in college where you'd have like 200 people in a house, and it was just like you're just walking around and you feel everybody, you felt all like kind of warm because of all the bodies, and it was just not a fun experience.
Yeah. Well, also like there's like always there's like a line to get in. I mean, guest list, there's a line to get in, and then it depends which club, but then there's also like a line to get on the dance floor. Yeah. And it's like, and then like which one's the one at Wynn? XS? Yeah. There's a guest list line that gets you to outside the club in the outside area. Then you have to wait in that line to get into the club. And then once you get into the club, you have to wait in line for drinks and then wait in line to get on the dance floor.
That sounds so like that seems like way too much like work.
When it's cold, yeah, and you have to wait outside, and you're not wearing a jacket like out there. I'm not like a big fur or something to keep yourself warm. I'm more like this. Yeah. And then like I'm like shaking.
40-degree weather, yeah.
It's not like and the line doesn't just move. Like it stopped. It's literally stopped until they decide, until people leave kind of, or until people like they deem that people can come in.
Yeah, because there's maximum occupancy that they can have, inside.
Right. And one time I was waiting in line, and then someone finally asked the bouncer, and I guess like they were never planning on letting any of us into the club. And we're just waiting in line for no reason.
That's ridiculous.
So what ended up happening is, I'm not really sure because I wasn't in the front of the line. I was like towards the middle back. Okay. And I think something got knocked over, and then somebody just started running in there, and then everybody just ran in, and I was like, all right.
We gotta go.
I ran
the stampede, yeah, the stampede.
So we're all in the club, and I was like, no one kicked us out or anything. So I was like, all right, cool. But now we're partying.
But so the day clubs don't have as many line issues, or it's just because it's in the daytime, so it's not as cold, or like is it just not as many people go, you think, to the day clubs as they do when they go to the night ones?
The day clubs are packed, but like, I mean, there's just more room.
Okay. So there's not as many people having to wait to get in.
No, you wait. Well, you wait to get in. To the guest list line moves pretty quickly, though. To be honest, guest list lines aren't usually that big of a deal. Okay. But then you're just in, and there's just more space. Like not like the nightclubs are like more in a compact area. Like the day clubs, you have a lot of open
There's a whole
space.
pool. Yeah, there's a whole big pool area that you're there.
Yeah, there's like lot more open space. I mean, it gets crowded still.
Yeah, no. But like when you see, because I've seen like pictures of Wet Republic from above, and it's a really big area. You've got pools, you got the like hot tub areas and different stuff like that. Whereas like a nightclub is all again, as you said, it's all enclosed, so you're probably not working with as much room.
Yeah, and well, nightclubs, they have like a roped off area too. Like it's for
VIPs and stuff.
Well, for the dance floor, for example.
Okay. All right.
Like in the day clubs, it's just more like open. Like you can just come in and out. You can also sit places in the day clubs where you have to pay to sit at the nightclubs. So
you can sit for free at the day club.
Not at the tables.
No. But there are places to sit that are free.
Yeah, well, you can even just sit around the pool, for example. But like at the
that's nicer at least.
Yeah, the nightclubs, like
anywhere to sit, you have to pay.
Yeah, well, even one time, like me and my friends got invited into a VIP table where they had paid for the table because they really wanted us to hang out with them. So I was like, okay. And then, like 5-10 minutes later, the bouncer like made us leave because they were only allowed to have the people that were part of the part of their list. I was like, weird. I give up.
That's really weird, actually. I've never heard of that.
Me neither. That was like the only time it happened. That was at Tao nightclub.
Oh.
I love Tao Beach.
So you like the beach club better than the nightclub?
Yes. I love Tao Beach.
Okay.
But I mean, Tao nightclub is all right.
It's okay. So is there a nightclub? Like, I mean, I know you prefer day clubs, but like, I know because you've got Omnia, I was
gonna say Omnia.
Okay, Omnia. All right. So that's,
except for I got kicked out of there.
Really?
Yes.
For what?
For my boobs.
You got kicked out for your boobs? Why? Did you take them out?
So like, okay. Yes and no.
Okay.
So I was there with like a bunch of girls, like a bunch of hot wives actually. They're part of like the whole hot wife thing.
Okay.
They had no pasties on and they were taking their tits out and like, woo, for videos and pictures a lot because we have those videos. And then I don't really do that. Like, I'm not ever going to do that. I don't do that because I know how Vegas is. People think Vegas is free and crazy, but like Vegas is actually really freaking strict.
Yeah. No, it's a common misconception.
They're so strict. That leads me to another thing after this, but like basically, so I actually had pasties on.
Okay.
And they kept telling me, take your top off, take it like, or put your.
Were the women saying this?
Yeah, the women
were doing this, not the men.
No, the women for like they wanted to take videos
because they wanted
for the content.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. So I did it, and I had pasties on, like within 10 minutes, and I just got in there and spent like over $100 on my drink.
One drink.
Yes. It was a double, but it was like $120.
Good. That's one thing I hate about this place. Like, I don't drink, but it's like I get offended by those prices. Like secondhand
Omni
offense.
is one of the most expensive places to get drinks. And I pay it every time.
$120.
Anyways,
yeah,
so
sorry.
the bouncers came out to me like 10 minutes later and they picked on me and one other girl. Nobody else. Did
you have the biggest boobs of the group?
Like probably, but like maybe it's kind of hard to tell because I think they had big boobs too though.
Yeah, but like, maybe yours were the easiest to see.
I don't know. So they dragged me out, like as if I was like
causing a problem or like a criminal or something.
I was like, okay, like I'm not a fighter. Like
yeah. Like, I'll go.
Yeah, and they like dragged me out, and they're like in my face, like
wow.
giving me so much attitude. And like I was outside, like so there's two security. I was like, guys, like I'm just gonna show you, like I have pasties on, like, and I showed them, and I was like, and it didn't matter.
Oh,
they like X'd my arm, like I wasn't allowed to come in. I also had to pay, I think, like $100 to get in because we missed the guest list by literally 30 seconds.
Oh.
It was like 1 minute, like after. Literally, I'm not kidding you. It was 11:01.
Wow.
We showed them, and they're so strict. But anyways, I do love Omnia still, but I did get dragged out of there.
Wow. And you've been there since?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like that club because there's like 3 levels. There's 3 different music
Did
areas.
they remember you when you came back? They were like,
no.
Oh, you were the one we took out.
No, I was wondering if they had my picture and they were going to ban me forever.
You see her,
Yeah, but they didn't. Luckily, I've been back. It's fine. Okay. But I mean, I'm never going to do that again. Like, Jesus.
No, not no.
Like, it was crazy the way they treated me, though. It was.
That seems excessive.
Especially, I'd already dropped $300, like, being there already. And I hadn't even drank my drink.
That blows my mind.
I had to leave my drink there.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I can't even wow. But so
now they all know because they're not from Vegas. They didn't know. And I was
you have to take note of this. Don't do that. Don't pull your boobs out at these clubs. Okay.
Yeah. Well, also like I've even walked around in the hotels with like short shorts, like booty shorts and like a bikini top. And they like kick me out of the hotels.
Jeez.
They tell me I have to go cover up and come back in.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah, they're so strict. And I do think if I did have smaller boobs that I wouldn't be as much of a target.
I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. Because again, huge boobs, they draw the eyes so much more.
Well, when I first moved to Vegas, I was walking around in a bikini like everywhere at first before I ever got like in trouble. And I was like, this is amazing. I love Vegas. I can walk around in a bikini at like 2 a.m. Never mind.
Nope. You're like, found out, can't do that.
Yeah.
So, and then you said you had another thing that you wanted to say.
That was it. I was going to say like, they're so strict. Like Vegas is really strict.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand that. Like, so like I've learned that, you have to.
Yeah. It's not as crazy as people think it is.
Yeah. They have a lot of rules.
Yeah. Like again, because you brought up the shoe thing, like, yeah, you try to walk into a club with like, I don't know, wedges or something. I know that's something that's, they give you that arch, but they're not as hard to walk in, I think, as heels are.
Yeah.
And they won't let you in with those. As far as I know, for a nightclub.
So the rule is they have to have a strap, like with a buckle in the back. Like it has to have like a strappy thing. It can't just be like a slip-on wedge.
Okay.
Like it has to have like a,
that's so interesting.
It has to have a buckle or something, like a thing.
That's so interesting. It's like, well, who cares? I don't know what the point is for that. Do they explain why you need to have that kind of shoe?
I think they just want to keep like the standards of their clubs, like to like everybody looking classy and
Yeah, because men can't wear caps and
I don't know, but like sexy at the same time. I don't know.
It's weird, but I mean that stuff aside, would you say Vegas? Because do you go out when you travel, like go to clubs in other cities?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say Vegas is probably your favorite place to go out though?
Yeah.
Or is there a city that you like more?
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, there's other fun places too. Before I moved to Vegas, I would say definitely Vegas because it's just so exciting every single freaking time.
Yeah.
But then when you go a lot, then it starts to like wear off and it's like,
yeah, it becomes normal and you're like,
it's still fun. It's still great. It's still amazing. I still love it. I'm never going to not love it.
Yeah.
But I remember going to the club in Vegas, like I think a couple months ago. And it was probably the last time I went actually. But I remember like in the line for drinks, like I was just talking to this guy and I was like, yeah, I live here. And, and anyways, he's just like, wait, so this is like your regular club? Like, this is where you just go? This is where like it was my regular club. And he was just like, whoa, like mind blown. I was like, yeah, these are our clubs.
Nice. Yeah.
I will say though, I went to Nashville for the first time last year. That is a party.
I've heard that's a very fun city. They call it like the Vegas of the East or something.
Yeah, and I had no idea. Like, why did no one tell me about this earlier in life? Like, I would have been going to Nashville and Vegas.
Yeah.
I do love a good party. I love energy, music, dancing. That's my thing. Like energy, just dressing up too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that either one is better. They're very, very different.
Yeah.
The thing is with Nashville is they have all kinds of music. But it's cool because they have live bands. Then they also have their hip hop top 40s, EDM. They have different places for everything, mostly country.
Yeah.
And it's like rooftop bars. Like, so I like to go from one level, then I'll go to the second level, then go to the third level, and then I'm on the roof and dancing on the roof. And
seems like they have more live music there than they would here. Like here, it seems like it's just DJs are different, I feel like, but like actual performers, in Nashville, because since it's more country focused, it seems like you're going to have more performers, like live performers.
There's live performers like in every spot.
Yeah.
Like just.
Yeah. Oh, in Nashville?
Yeah. Yeah. They're like a lot. Yeah. They're really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that's like the epicenter of music, at least for country. Like if you're trying to make it in as a country music artist, that's where you got to go.
I feel like that would check out and make sense because I feel like a lot of these people I've seen perform there, like in their live music, I'm like, that's probably how they get discovered.
Yeah,
I would assume. I don't know how it all works, but
I mean, now you think that like people think that YouTube and TikTok and that if you go viral on one of those, that's going to be what kind of gets you discovered. But I feel like there's nothing that can replicate playing in front of people, because when you get that reaction in front of people and you get that, that they like what you're doing in the moment. I feel like that just fills you with an energy that cannot, like doing something on YouTube or TikTok's just not going to replicate that, because
I'm sure everything helps.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them have channels and have social media because that's just the way you market yourself now. I'm assuming
they probably have someone recording them when they're performing too. They're probably.
But being in a crowd, like, I mean, it's, I mean, the energy it's there and you feed off the energy.
Yeah.
In a way, like, so.
Oh yeah. So Nashville, I remember I stayed in a hotel that wasn't that far away, but like when I was like walking down the street, and before I even got into the main street, all of a sudden it was like, whoosh, like all this energy like came into me, and I was like, but I didn't even know it was out there yet. Like I didn't know what Nashville was yet. Like, and I was like, oh my God, it's like intense energy. And then you just walk on the street and it's like, whoa, like, I mean, everybody's just partying.
Is it 20? Because the one thing about that makes Vegas unique, though, is we're 24 hours. Like, we don't close for the most. Like, for instance, you go to a regular club.
No, they close. Yeah.
Well, no. Regular clubs close at like 3, 4 in the morning. But then there are after hours places that open at like 2 or 3, and they stay open till like 9, 10 in the morning. Yeah,
I don't know if they have legal 24/7 parties there.
In that,
I mean, the clubs definitely closed, and it sucks. I feel like I was never ready to be done.
Yeah.
They definitely closed down. And there's not, like Vegas, like you can find something to do. You can order drinks 24/7.
Yep, you can. Like you could go from an after hours club to a day club, because day clubs open around like 9 or 10 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
I know. And there's some people I meet that try to do that. They try to do like day club all day and then night club all night. And I'm like,
oh yeah, when I was visiting, I would do that.
That's
I would go hard.
But that's a marathon, and that's something where. But I mean, would you be exhausted after that
trip?
I mean, you need like a couple days to recover, I'm sure.
I came for like, I think maybe it was 2 or 3 nights, but I did 6 parties in 3 days: day club, day club, night club. The third day, almost didn't make it.
Really? You were just
almost didn't make it. And then but we like had, I think we extended it one night just so we could do that. Mm-hmm. I was like, we're not going to just sleep all day. Why would we pay for an extra night in a hotel if we're just going to sleep all day? I was like, we're going.
Yeah. Nice.
We did it.
So I wanted to, talk about boobs a little bit if you'd like to.
Yeah.
That's all right. So, first off, when did you get your first boob job?
Like maybe 12 years ago now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How big were they?
My natural boobs are pretty big still, depending on my weight.
Okay.
But they were they're usually about a D, I think, naturally.
Okay.
I think like I was pretty skinny. Well, yeah, I was pretty skinny when I got my first pair of implants, so they're probably like a big C. Mm-hmm. So I only got like 400 cc's the first time.
Okay.
But then I also had like the real boob.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bigger than if like I had A cups, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's starting from scratch,
yeah,
essentially.
Yeah.
What was it that like, did you always just want like bigger boobs? What was it that you didn't?
No, not at all.
So then how did your first boob job come about? Like, why did you get them?
Okay. So I wanted them to be a little bigger, but I wanted them to look fake.
Okay.
Because I just had natural boobs, and which is also a thing. Like they were very bouncy, and guys love that too. It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
But I personally love boobs. Like I'm a huge fan of boobs. Like
okay.
all
right.
Yeah. So like, but I love all kinds of boobs. I really do. But I will say that my favorite kind of boobs are the fake boobs, like the ones that just look fake.
Yeah, where there's no question. Like they are just, they look like they are just 2 basketballs or whatever sitting on a chest.
Yeah, that's personally what I like the most. I like them all.
Yeah.
They're all fun. They're all fun. They're all fun. But that's personally like what I like. So that's what I wanted because that's what I like the most.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my first surgeon made them look so natural still. He didn't tell me there was options. I didn't know there was silicone saline. I didn't know there was gummy drop. I don't even know all the
there's a lot of
drop, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know. He didn't even ask me. He just like told me, like he just did them.
Okay.
And so I didn't know. So they still look pretty natural.
Like, were you disappointed when you saw them? You're like, man, I didn't think they'd look like this.
I was so disappointed. They look good. They look great still, but I was so disappointed because there's not at all what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then like I didn't get them redone for like I think 9 years after that.
Okay.
So do you want me to tell you the progression?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go on this whole boob journey.
Okay. So then 9 years later, I went to a different doctor and he put 800 cc's in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I didn't ask. So I told him he could do whatever was going to look good.
Okay.
I gave him like control. I told him, I got really excited.
Yeah.
I made sure to tell him what the look I wanted. I said, I didn't care about the size. I said, this is the look I want. I just want them to be like, just there, like round, like ball.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Just like right there.
Melons on the,
I want them to look like I paid a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I got this. And I was like, I thought we were going to go from 400 to like 600 or something, or 500.
Okay. So not a huge upgrade, but.
So I didn't think I was going to wake up in pain because I was like, we're just going to go up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he put 800 cc's and I was like, it was so painful.
Ooh.
Every time it's been painful for me, but I was like screaming in pain. I was like, ah.
Like when you woke up?
Yeah, from the surgery.
Yeah.
Painkillers don't work on me.
Oh, really?
So I feel everything when I wake up from surgery every freaking time. And I don't know how many surgeries I've had, but at least probably 6.
Wow. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God. And I didn't know I wanted them like that big. And anyways, I had complications with that set.
Oh, okay.
Like pretty bad. So I mean, I don't want to get into all that. So I needed to I needed to get them fixed.
Okay.
And so like 9 months later, I got them fixed. And you know, my doctor was saying basically he needed to put like more implant in them to go up to 1,000. I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay. So like right before surgery, I looked at him. I was like freaking out. I was like, do you have to go bigger? I was like, don't do it. I'm like freaking out right before surgery. Like, don't do it. I don't want to go too big. I was like scared.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He's like, just, relax. He's like, from what you told me that you wanted, we do need to do the 1,000. I was like, okay. Anyways.
Thank you, doc.
Yes. Anyways, so now, so I actually never plan on going this big.
Okay.
But now I'm going to go bigger.
You are, because that was going to be a follow-up.
Yes. I now am obsessed with the big implants, and now I want to go bigger. Because they're still not quite everything I wanted.
Okay.
I still love them. They're still really good. That's why I'm not touching them yet, because I feel like they're still real good for now, and I don't want to take the time off working yet. But I was just thinking about this last night, and I'm thinking I'm like getting more and more ready to like upgrade them again. I'm just like,
okay.
I mean, it's only been November 2022 since I got these, but like I talked to a different doctor than I went to before, and he was just saying, like, I was telling him again, this is the look I want. This is not quite what I want. I want them to basically be like up here.
Yeah.
Like just basketballs. Like just like, you know what I mean? And
so like you want to go up to like maybe like 3,000, 2,500? Or is that a little too big?
Well, that's from 1,000 to 3,000. That's too big of a jump.
That's a huge jump.
That's too big of a jump. But the doctor is saying, from what I told him, that apparently the look I want would be 1,600s.
Okay.
And I was like freaking out again. I was like, no, like it's too big. And then so he's like, just go online and like take a bunch of pictures of like the like boobs that you like. And like, so I did that. And then ironically, I found out that the girls that I was screenshotting like pictures of all had between 1,500 and 1,600 cc's.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, okay, so
he had
maybe
good instincts.
I was like, wow, all right.
He knows his boobs.
I know.
That's
I was
their
like,
job.
all right. I just always freak out. It's always scary to like do
to
things.
Sound it, yeah.
Because also, I've never gone up 600 at a time, and I already know going up 400 how much it hurts.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I'm scared.
That's gonna, yeah. If you know, you can't, if pain, like all kind of pain medication or just anesthesia doesn't work.
Anesthesia works when it makes me so sick. So that's another thing. I wake up really sick every time, like
Okay.
real sick for a whole week.
Okay.
But like, you know, like Vicodin, narco, codeine, none of that stuff works on me. Like whatever, yeah, nothing.
So you just have to live with the pain and which I'm sure is, you know, immense when you that first, especially probably those first few weeks.
It's really honestly the first week.
Okay.
And after that, it gets a lot better. It's like
okay.
It's like goes from like terrifying pain to like a week later being like, oh, I can think straight again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can start doing some things.
Yeah.
It's like so drastic from day 1 to day 7.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
all right.
Thankfully. And other surgeries, they might linger a little bit longer for the pain, but.
So are you eyeing maybe doing it this year or waiting, you know, like maybe towards, end of summer, early fall, or is it just whenever it hits you to do it, that's when you're going to do it?
Originally I was going to do it last November, and I was like, okay, I can't. Like, I just got signed with my agency. Mm-hmm. Also, the bigger boobs I get, the less universally booked I can be.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because I'm already having trouble because my boobs are already too big.
That's because companies don't want like supersized breasts.
Right now, what's in is a girl next door look.
Oh, that's right.
And a universal look that you can play any role. So I'm already having a little issues with that. But what I found is that like people either are booking me for the bimbo look because that's what the look they want, and I'm not really getting booked for the girl next door look anyways. Or like the people that normally book girl next door are making some kind of different scenario for me than they normally do, like, or like adding some reason why I look like this.
Yeah. But if you're still generating a good amount in your OnlyFans anyway, like, I mean, it sounds, I mean, you don't, I'm
not worried about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's what I'm saying.
So like I told myself I would give it a year because I was like, let me wait a year with like, and then get into the industry more like first. Mm-hmm. And then, then I'm going to be at the point where it's like, I don't really care. I mean, because I generate the most income on my own content.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It doesn't, yeah.
So the people that are going to be excited to see you upgrade, they're going to probably be even more excited for the new content, because what boob fans love almost more than anything is when you get bigger.
I know. I'm aware. I've done my research. I'm like, I mean, a lot of people I've told that I'm going to go bigger. They're telling me not to, that I'll look ridiculous because I'm only 100 pounds. I'm like 5'1". They're saying that
small frame. Yeah.
Yeah. They're saying if I go bigger, I'm just going to look like a freak. Like I've had so many people tell me these things, like people in the industry, like even producers, like other talent, and like people like have said a lot of things. And you know what? I'm like, everybody has their opinion, but like, I don't feel like it's going to look bad on me. I really don't think. I think it's going to. When I talked to my doctor, like the new one I'm going to go with, he told me that when you already have large implants, it doesn't really look like different when you just go larger. You already have the difference between 1,000 and like 1,600 isn't like the same between like 300 and like 1,000.
1,000, yeah.
Or 300, 800 even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I also feel like, my fans really like big boobs. They love big boobs. That's their thing. If they're subscribing to me, they like big boobs. So I feel like they might like them more if they're bigger.
Yeah. When I post something on my Twitter account, and I'll say, hey, so-and-so is about to go bigger, or look at, so-and-so just went bigger. And, there's usually a huge response because people are excited to see bigger boobs.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and I have a ton of fans. They're like, are you going to go bigger? Are you going to go bigger? Like, they're like, inflate them more. Well,
and I was going to say, are the people that encourage you your actual fans versus the people that are discouraging you, which might not even be your fans? They might just be random people saying not to do it.
Huh. Yeah, so most of the fans, like if they care one or the other, they're usually encouraging. I have had a couple fans that, like, I think because I've written a couple posts, not in several months, but about maybe wanting to go bigger. And I did have a couple fans being like, "You're good like you are, don't go bigger." And I was just like, I kind of like maybe blocked a couple of them because I was like, don't tell me what I can do with my body.
Yeah, right.
I was like, but anyways, but I was like, if they don't want me to go bigger and then I go bigger, then whatever.
Well, again, it's your choice. I mean, if you want to go bigger because you want to go bigger, like that's where it sounds like it's coming from, is this personal desire to want to go bigger. in terms of, because you started getting bigger boobs before you even started doing adult work.
Yeah. Well, then the fact is, like, I probably will never be satisfied with anything because I'm a perfectionist and it's never going to be, nothing's ever going to be perfect. And the larger you go, the less perfect. I feel like it's hard to have, perfectly symmetric.
Yeah. There are some that look like it's hard to distinguish, say which one's larger, which one's not. But I get what you mean though, that.
I mean, I've seen a lot of boobs, like, and girls that do sex work, and I was just like, okay, like, I feel better because, like, not everybody's boobs are like totally the same.
No, they aren't.
But it's fine. I'm like, they still look great. So I'm just like, but I mean, so I might not ever be satisfied, but will say that when I was first told 1600s, I freaked out. But I talked to the doctor, like, I think at least 6 months ago. So over the last 6 months, I've literally been starting to want it, like, more and more and more. And I'm getting more excited. I'm glad I waited because I wasn't ready in November.
Okay.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited because he's basically going to make, like, a different hole in my chest and make them up, like, here. So it's going to be like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to.
Did you talk to some other models that have gone at that big and to see what their experiences were like, to see if, in terms of when you were kind of on the fence about it?
I've talked to some, like, they'll love their big implants.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really heard anything really bad about going, like, bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people said that sometimes people, like, get too obsessed with going larger. That I do know, like, one girl told me she went too large where, like, it was just too much weight.
Yeah.
Because she's also petite. And then, I think she went, like, real large, like 2,500 plus. So, like, and then I think she said she had to downsize because it was just too much weight.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
You're not looking to top 2,000. Like 16 is going to be your sweet spot.
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully.
Until you get them and you're like, you know what? They could be a little bigger now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even trust myself anymore. I might have 1,600. So like, I could add another 400 here, another 600 there. But I hope 1,600 is the sweet spot.
Sweet spot,
because I am tiny and I do have back problems already.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're not too bad. I mean, it's like, and what's your favorite? What's your favorite thing about having huge boobs? Like, just
like so much.
Just so much. Okay.
So actually, I heard one of the girls on your show talk about this before. Stephanie Rains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was saying, like, not having to wear a bra.
Okay.
That's great because bras do not look good in clothing like this.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, the straps would be clearly visible and it would just look bad.
Because, like, I literally had to wear bras all the time when I had natural, like, Ds. And, like, it was such a pain in the butt, like, wearing sexy outfits because, like, my bra was always showing. Mm-hmm. And so that's fun. I like
obviously the way they bounce.
Yeah, now they bounce like
the bouncing is fun.
The other day, like a fan asked me to like bounce them, and he's just like, "Oh, do they not bounce?" I was like, "Yeah, they do." I was like, "They can bounce now."
Well, you just posted a video of you bouncing, I think, like yesterday.
Oh yeah, I did.
Which I reposted.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yep.
Yeah, the fans love those kind of videos. I should post more of those.
Those are fun. Yeah.
I get it. I like boobs.
Yeah.
Titties bouncing is good.
The most fun body part.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. No competition. I mean, butts can sometimes be pretty fun, but I think huge boobs specifically are the most fun.
For me personally, I'm a very much of a boob person. Mm-hmm. So like, I know like all these guys like ass a lot.
Yeah.
Then I started noticing like some girls' butts are really fun, but mostly I'm just like tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, on that, unfortunately, we have to stop because we're at that mark.
All right, perfect.
But Bella, I really would love to have you back on the show another time.
Yeah.
If you'd like to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it was wonderful having you. You were a terrific guest. And to all of you out there in Huge Boob Land, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.